Hey guys, what is up? Josh here. Devils lose 5-2 in Montreal. We played the other toughest home team in the league and we lost. I'll be honest, I was hoping to just get a point out of this game. I wasn't super hopeful at us getting 2 points out of this game, but 1 point would have been nice, but some things happened. I'm not going to talk a lot about the game. I don't think that's the impeding question we have here. I think the impeding question we have here is about discipline and about how you handle yourself on the ice. And we didn't play a good game overall. I'm not saying anything that happened with Price in the first period, him leaving the game would have changed a lot. They were still offensively outplaying us the entire game. That doesn't change that. Does it cause a turning point? Maybe. But at the end of the day, there's no excuse for how we played after that point. I think leading up to that point, we played a good game, but everything after that, for some reason, I think we just felt like we were in the shits with the referees and we weren't going to be able to win the game. And I think in a couple of cases where we could have picked it back up and made better of a situation, we failed to do so. That being said, we're going to go to the situation that happened at the end of the first period, which is Kyle Palmieri and Petrie were going towards the Montreal net. Palmieri had inside position as they were making the right-hand turn to go from the left wing to the right wing on the exit out. And they got a little bit tangled up. Petrie kind of shoved Palmieri, which is what a defenseman's going to do there. And Palmieri lost his footing. As he loses his footing, he's passing by Carey Price. His legs come out. He catches the back of Price's legs. Now, going back in history, we all know Chris Kreider, steamroller extraordinaire, has run over a lot of goalies. He put Price out of action for a long time a couple seasons ago and has done it to other goalies recently as well. Carey Price has been run over quite a lot, and I can understand where he would be upset or mad, especially considering the first goal that went in, he was bumped, and then he gets bumped again. I think he wanted to set a precedent that he was not going to be bumped and pushed around this entire game. That being said, you can do that in simpler ways as a goaltender. I've seen the Islanders goalie, he'll slap people at the back of his stick. I think every goalie in the league has slapped a crease player with a paddle of their stick and just given it to him. Overall, though, I just don't think the way he handled it is how you should handle it. And we're going to talk about the official ruling because I've seen that being thrown around on Twitter. Hell, I tweeted some stuff about how that was played out. I tweeted some stuff about the referees. I'm not taking it back. I believed in it. I feel like they did not assess penalties fairly there. There was no hand up for goaltender interference before, and then mystically after the call, they're going to call goaltender interference because I guess Carey Price had enough tears coming out of his eyes after he wailed the shit out of Kyle Palmieri that's how that's going to be. I understand, though, why he was mad. I can understand having been run in the past and having had injuries that put him out for long periods of time and cost him a lot of career time, why he'd be upset by being bumped into, but it does not excuse what he did. To stand back up, turn around, drop onto a player who's down on the ground facing away from you and to punch them with your blocker, which is not a soft object. I think some people misunderstand that those pads aren't the softest things in the world. You can just tell they're not soft by how much the puck reflects off of them. To just start wailing on someone like that, to a point that even your defenseman is like speechless at what has just occurred. I mean, Petrie didn't know what to do. Petrie was just like, holy shit, I'm witnessing a crime. But the official ruling is under Rule 51, Section Roughing, 51.3, match penalty. If, in the judgment of the referee, we're going to come back to that, a goalkeeper uses his blocking glove, which Price had, to punch an opponent in the head or face in an attempt to or to deliberately injure an opponent, a match penalty must be assessed, i.e. a game misconduct. Now, there's some words in there that make it defendable to not have ejected Price. There are. In the judgment of the referee is the first section there. In the judgment of the referee means he can witness this event occurring and see that maybe Price is just having a fit of anger. He's not intending to put Palmieri out of the game. Don't know why I stuttered there. Attempting to put Palmieri out of the game or something else. Now, the trade-off with that is the second one, which is an attempt to deliberately injure an opponent. No one can tell what Price's intentions are there. We can say that he's punching him in the small of the back, he's punching him in the back of the head, that's an intent to injury right there. But if that were the case, then match penalties would be assessed for every fight, which they're not anymore. Fights now can be 5 minutes, they can be a game misconduct or a 10-minute misconduct. As we saw with John Moore in the Vancouver game. You have the same principle where you have trade-offs with what isn't considered intent to injure. Is it just a part of the game or is it an intent to injure? Now, I would argue the fact that if you're going to punch someone in the small of the back or you're going to stand over top of them and hold them down as you punch them, which even in an NHL fight, when a guy goes down, it's over. The fact that they let Price stand over him now, again, the referee is not there to break up fights. That's the linesman's job, but still. That moment of just standing over a guy and holding him down and punching him is just this moment of what is the goal there? How is that not an intent to injure? And again, I'm not saying Price didn't have any right to be upset. I think any goalie would be upset after having been bumped into twice in a game. But do I think it warranted the borderline like physical attack on Palmieri? No, I don't. And I think it should not have been a penalty to Palmieri for goaltender interference. As you can see in the video, the ref doesn't have his hand up before Price starts punching. So the only call made was originally just the roughing on Price. But then out of nowhere, you have this moment of Palmieri getting a goaltender interference. Like, they had to feel about it. And again, John Hines almost has an aneurysm on the bench because of it. How we didn't get another unsportsmanlike conduct again, I don't know, because that seems to be the new favorite call against him. But I would have argued that if I was John Hines, because that's unbelievable that all of a sudden we just have a goaltender interference when we didn't have one before. I think it shows that if you're high enough ranked in the NHL, obviously if you're, I'm not just saying the Canadiens organization, but it's not just a situational thing. I saw moments, the subreddit, the hockey subreddit was talking about it, specifically this incident specifically, which was that a lot of goalies have punched people. Marty Brodeur had punched people in the past, with his blocker hand. Sean Avery is a prime example. He did it to him a couple of times. Tim Thomas was a rough player. You know what I mean? Jonathan Quick has done it. Tuukka Rask has done it. Goalies are almost never ejected for that call. Now, you can also argue the fact that with a roughing call of that level, a normal player would have been ejected anyway just for the fighting alone that Price did. Because when he stands back up, he's ready to go back at it again. He starts swinging at the next guy that came into the scrum. So you have a lot of arguments there towards his ejection, but you have arguments against it as well. And I don't think the refs made the right call, but obviously you can't take it back. And I don't think in the end of the day, how we played, it's a reflection of it would have changed how the game was played. I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think we could have played a lot better of a game than we did, and I don't think it decides the win or the loss, because offensively they slaughtered us. I think the final shot totals by the end of the game was almost like 50-20 or something like that. So, if the shots are going to be that unbalanced, we can't expect to win a game like that. But you have turning points where you start to feel like the game is almost against you in a way, and I think that's how we end up in that situation. Adam Henrique and Taylor Hall both tallied. I like that. I like seeing Taylor Hall back in the production. I think if any one of our teammates should go to the All-Star game, I think it's him. He's proven the most. Either him or Camilleri. Adam Henrique getting on the board again, keeping the streak alive. Because obviously, like we said before, I've seen it on the subreddit a lot, and I agree with you guys. He's very streaky as far as it goes as points. As long as we can keep that streak alive, I'm a happy man with it. I don't know. It's just been a wild couple of games here. Hopefully, I'm looking for a game tomorrow in St. Louis where there's no fights. A normal hockey game would be nice again, but I'm not going to say this was favoritism on the part of the league, although I kind of did on my Twitter account, as you'll see if you go there at NavyboyProd. There was a moment of I said out loud that it must be nice to be Montreal when your team wears striped black and white sweaters. But I think it's shown in the past that some teams don't get called as often as others. I think Pittsburgh is another example. The Blackhawks are another example when they were winning. And I think it comes from your goal isn't sports is entertainment at the end of the night. And I think that should be noted. I think that there is always a point when sports is entertainment and the point is put asses in the seats. Now, if point is put asses in the seats, then you accept that sometimes fair play doesn't get made. I think we all accept that as sports fans. Do we like it anymore? No, I don't think we do. But at the end of the night, again, whether I would have liked to have seen, and I think there may be supplemental discipline that come out of this because of how he acted and how he reacted there. Now, do I think if he gets ejected, the game changes, though? Not profusely. Because I think they were still an offensive threat, and I think they still would have put up good numbers no matter who was standing behind them. But I think it would have been a closer game, I guess, is my point. Yeah, I think I'm still not upset with this season so far. I don't like that we're out of a playoff spot right now. I'm hoping that we can kind of get put back together here. Remembering again that this is just the second or third year of a rebuild, so I'm not expecting us to go on and win the cup. It'd be amazing and it'd be a dream come true. But I'm not expecting us to go on and win the cup. What I am expecting to come out of this season is better positioning than last year, because as we all know, towards the end of last season, we dropped a lot of games and it just hurt us and hurt us and hurt us, and we were way out of a playoff spot by the time it came around. Hoping that this season, some people were showing our projected points. I think MSG showed it. Projected points would be 98 points. Philadelphia qualified last year with 96. But every year the talent level in the NHL is going up, so I wouldn't count 96 as a fair number anymore. I would say we need to get at least 102 to qualify. But you never know. You never know with how the points fall out. Hell, you could qualify with God knows what number. But I'm hoping that we turn this around, go into St. Louis tomorrow, which, as they said, we've been better on the back half of night after night games, and hopefully we can be better on that. But overall, I'm not a fan of how that call went. But overall, how the game went, I think we didn't play our best game. I think that was obvious to everyone who watched it. As a Devils fan, if you're a Canadiens fan, they played a very excellent game aside from small wars. But I think I'm okay going forward, and I think We just let it go and see how the league handles it. If they don't do anything, they don't do anything. It's nothing we can do. It's nothing as fans we can handle. It's something as the team can handle itself. I think there are other places where we could play a lot better because obviously at some points we had a power play and we gave it up because we took penalties. We've just got to be more careful about that and stay out of the box. We've been in the box a lot recently. Get more disciplined. Stay disciplined on the ice and get it done. See some production from a little bit lower down the lines. I know they're the third and fourth line, but they could produce as well. And they've done in the past, so I think it'll be good to see them get back up there. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys enjoyed that game, the parts that were good and the parts that were bad as well. And we look forward to tomorrow to play St. Louis. This video will be up the day of the St. Louis game, so expect the St. Louis reaction to be up tomorrow from when you watch this, or Saturday, if that's how you see it. That Saturday, it will be up, and we will be ready to go. As always, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. Comment what you want to see next in either the Reddit thread or in the YouTube thread. Tweet me. Get a hold of me however you want to get a hold of me. Ask me questions. Tell me what you think I could be doing better. Tell me what you think I missed. And hopefully you guys have a good day. Thank you. Good night.